If you have ever been convinced by someone that you shouldn't have enemies, or why have enemies when you can have friends, then I'm warning you, you'll hit the wall. Few people will tell you this. If you have no enemies, you are worthless. You stand for nothing. Because having no enemies means having no principles and lines that no one must cross. The truth is, you start to get enemies when people start to disrespect your principles. And when they cross your lines, they'll become your enemies, not because you chose that. It's because you're a man. You must stand for something. Don't tolerate anyone when it comes to your principles. You have to welcome your enemies, but don't make them. It's also very important to know that getting more and more enemies will put limitations on your freedom. Whenever you plan to go out with a group of people, and all of a sudden you find out there's an enemy among them, you then decide to give the hell up on it, and you never go out. It's unbearable. That's why you've got to make sure you're okay with everyone. Never get together with everybody, you don't have to. But most importantly, if people were to not put your principles into their consideration, then you must welcome them as enemies. You must not care. You need enemies to complete your manhood. You have to stop trying to be the nice guy type, because you will be put in a circumstance where there are only two ways to get out of it. Either you let them wipe out the floor with your dignity and honor, or you welcome them to your hell. The fact that there was or there will be a guy who's loved by everyone is unheard of. But let's explain more. The enemy thing we're talking about here is not that extreme. You're not living in a movie or a game. I'm here teaching you about life. I can't be that ridiculous. You must understand what kind of enemies I'm speaking of. You see, your enemies can sometimes be your parents, or your friends, or even yourself. But I'm not talking about this type of enemy. I don't have to fiction them for you. You must have already got a bunch of them growing up, or in your school, or in the gym, whatever. There must have been a time when you got laughed at, insulted, or disrespected. If you don't remember, take a moment and think. Have you remembered? Good. Now, I would like to ask you, what did you do to save the moment? If you only freaked out, if you didn't even know what to do, and you just made them cross the lines even more? Or did you get angry and start throwing up some silly and baby cry words out of your mouth? Whatever might have been the case with you. If you did not make them apologize, or at least regret it, then you must back up yourself before it's too late. Some people will want to be your enemies. No matter how nice you may treat or deal with others, you have to be ready for that and welcome them to the dark side of you.